Go ahead and start.
All right, hold on one second. All right. You good to go?
Let's get it, man.
Okay. What's going on, Facebook family? Once again, it's the Three-Headed Monsters back for another session. This session, we're going to talk about social injustice. We're going to have some guests come on later. Right now, it's me, Brother Brian, and Tut will be joining us soon. But as always, everything that we talk about is just our opinions. It's just how we think and how we see things. Please don't believe anything that you hear. Please don't believe anything that we say. Take it, research it for yourself, find the truth, come back, let's talk about it, let's build, let's go forward. So, social injustice is the main topic of the night. What's going on, B?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? It's a crazy week, but Brother Brian, aka Silverback. We're trying to hit on angles when we do our thing. We have a platform, so sometimes we just have to say what we have to say, or give you our opinions on different topics and stuff like that. But social injustice is something that we commonly keep, going through, and it's wondering why we constantly keep fighting and keep fighting. I think we have answers, but I think as a collective group of people, we can't come together to have these answers or come to the same conclusion to what's what. It's been a very eventful week. Not saying that it's just been 220. 220 is doing a lot of different things, and
All right.
let's get into it, man. Willa, you on?
I'm here. Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Just say what you got to say first.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Yes, sir.
My Al Green.
I got you.
You got this video?
So what?
You got his video?
Oh, that's on him.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm eating right now, man. I don't want to be rude, man.
Oh, okay. No, like I said, Tech gonna be on a little bit later. Probably, people can jump in. I don't mind people, if you want to get on this platform, you can just hit us up. But I wanted to get a collective group of brothers to come on, sisters, whoever wanted to come on, because this affects everybody. And not only does it affect, people of color, it affects pretty much everybody here in America, because the division is this crack that was always here is just getting bigger and bigger. And you have some people, it affects everybody, because I don't want to say it. I don't want to put it out there. I don't want to put that energy out there, but I don't know why we're heading for another race war. So this whole "Make America Great" is really starting to show itself, and this whole election situation is dangerous. It is gaslighting a lot of different things, and I got boys. I got 3 sons, and my oldest boy is bigger than me. So I'm 250, he 280. And not only that is I worry about my daughters. I have a grandson. I have a granddaughter. I'm looking at their future, and this just makes you just wonder what the hell.
Right.
What do we do? So
Right.
we fight, we protest. Can we be like Martin Luther King? is those solutions. Those solution was for civil rights. We fight for human rights. We just want to be treated like humans.
I
You know,
mean,
you can get over
I
that.
mean,
It's
I
just
mean, I get that, but you know, in most societies, people are treat you the way you allow them to treat you. You know what I'm saying? And so I think our temperament is what has to change first. That's just me.
What you mean by temperament?
Okay. What I mean by temperament is how we have been trained to be so uh, passive, how we've been trained to be so turn the other cheek. You know, um, anything that we could consider as a revolution all throughout history has never happened without some type of turmoil, some type of warfare, some type of uprising. Um, you've never seen a passive change happen. I've never seen it. You know, I've never in study. I've never seen it. I've never seen one government that was an oppressor just because you said nicely, "Please don't oppress me, anymore." That they stopped oppressing. I mean, I've never seen that. So I
Right.
think so. When I say temperament, I'm talking about a change in strategy.
Gotcha.
no. I
So,
mean, but I mean, you're on you, and this is where I mean, not to offend anybody, Christianity has weakened us because we are passive just because of the Christianity faith that has been brought onto us once our country was taken over. And when I say our country, this was our country before us, and Aborigine people of color, copper colored people. Only 5% of us came here on a slave ship. Maybe the most I could say is 10. I'm not giving you no more than 10%. So a lot of us is already here. A lot of everybody's DNA is going to trace back to Africa. But we need to talk about who we are here and what has been taking place and why they hate us so much and why they cannot stop hating us. I mean, trying to say what reason would they be hating us now? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean that's an extremely valid question. I mean, but like I said, you have to break the history down of why we're here. Uh, what, and that's why we need to be clear about what it is that we're truly fighting for. I mean, it's crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe you will, or you might see it different. But why would you fight for equality? We're humans. Why am I fighting for equality? You know, that boggles my mind.
well, it's the it's this past last week, man. I was writing about on my Facebook page. If you notice, it's about the system, and with that system, that's what we fight in the system. I got a couple of books, man. One is called The System, Who Rigged It and How We Fixed It. The other one is Code of Law. I mean, The Color of Law. And both of these books are talking about the system and how the system is set up and how it's designed. How the laws are written. So with the equality things, man, I agree, Jerome. It should be a human right thing. You know what I'm saying? Based on the Constitution itself, it talks about that. All right, but it does not. The ideal is great, but the action with it is not there. So we're dealing with the system, man. The system is designed for only one particular people.
Facts.
Okay, and they're called the melanemic folks or white folks. All right, because as you mentioned, everything traces back to Africa, but some people, went away from the sun or whatever, and they became melanemic. So the melanemic people set up a system that has been going on for since colonization. So you talking about 400 years of a system that's been set up to keep one people in particular power. So we gotta fight the system, man. When PE say fight the power,
fight the power to be.
We fighting that system. You know what I'm saying? We're not fighting individuals. We're not even fighting Trump. We fighting the damn system. So what he doing right now, he's enforcing the system. Okay?
Right.
He's trying to, because the system is about to be broken just by demographics. Demographics is gonna shift the whole thing. So they understand that. So they trying to buckle down even harder to at least maintain for the next 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Or if not longer, if they can do it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So their whole goal right now is to maintain that system. Listen to everything that Donald Trump has said for the past several months, particularly past 2 months. I say the last several weeks, take that back. Last several weeks, he has really doubled down on this whole white supremacy stuff. You know what I'm saying? He has really doubled down. He's really talking to, he's like, look, y'all, I'm telling you right now, if we don't tighten up with this system, it no longer will be controlled by us. Then now you have to deal with the, I ain't gonna say the consequences of it. That's their thinking. You know what I'm saying? They thinking that we're gonna do to them what they done to us. But we're not worried about, that's not our concern, man. Our concern is well-being, man. That's our only concern is. But in their mindset, because I read a tweet today, this one melanin woman, she mentioned that. The exact thing I just said about us doing to them what they done to us. We're like, yo, we're not thinking about that. That's not go, you know what I'm saying? But see, our nature is not built like that. So we don't think about that stuff about, I'm gonna do you saying what you done us. If that's the case, then it would have been done that.
Right.
It would have been done it. So we fighting the system, man. This system has been reinforced for so many years, man. So right now, they buckling down right now. That's why, Mitch McConnell is putting his goal is, and his job has been, since he got in there, is to stack the judicial system. He's been stacking it from day one. His whole goal was to do that. So that's where the system is really controlled at. It's through jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? The color of law talks about how lawyers and judges and stuff like that write the different laws. And the laws are in mind to maintain them to be into power. And to, you know what I'm saying, to marginalize everybody else. So it's all about the system, man. We got to fight the system, man. And it got to be done from within. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, you know what I'm saying? You ever seen the movie, I read the book, that Spook said next to the door?
Yeah, I got that.
Got that?
Spook was next to the door. Yeah. I got the book.
I got the book, which is very, Mr. Green did the thing on that, man. But the movie gives you a visual. Have you seen it, B?
Nah.
Hey,
But I guess I got to because you put me on the spot. So I guess I got to.
I got to check that one. I got to check that one too. I ain't seen that one.
Hey, what's up? So what he done, man? The brother worked for the CIA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but he started to train brothers in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? To do military warfare. Dog, you got to see it, man. You got
it's a movie?
Huh?
It's a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
It's a movie. It's a book too.
It's a book as well too.
What's the name of it again?
The spook that sat
by the go ahead.
Yeah.
The spook that sat by the door. Is that what you say? The spook that sat by the door.
Yeah.
I think I heard that. I've never seen that, man. I'm gonna put that on my agenda for tonight.
Hey, man, you get a chance. Hey, you can YouTube it, man. It's right there. I'm telling you, man. The brother was brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Cause at the time, it's based in the 70s. So at the time, they let one black guy and one, you know what I'm saying? So he got in real good. You know what I'm saying? So he used what he learned, what he got trained on, to train the brothers in the hood.
You see that?
That's it. Spook that sat by the door. That's it. Yo, the book going into a lot more detail. You know what I'm saying? The movie is a short version of that, but the book going into detail. But the movie your visual, man.
All right.
It shows you how to, I know I'm giving away some information on here if the people they probably already know this shit anyway.
You know, hell, these people, this is the only way they're gonna find out anything anyway.
You know what I'm saying? So but we gotta do it from within, man. We gotta do it for. We may have that one Negro who playing that role like a coon or whatever, but the whole time he's plotting.
Of course.
And I think that's what they're scared of. I think they're scared that we're plotting, but at the same time, I mean, the majority of us we're not even caring about that.
Right.
We just want, we don't want, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you what I want. I don't want, I want resolution or restitution. Is I'm saying that right? Restoration instead of reparation.
Hey, yo, I look at it like this.
My bad. Ted on the scene. Go ahead, Tut.
Peace and love to everybody. Peace and love to everybody. First and foremost, man. Peace and love to everybody, man. But to interject into that, Doc Rivers made a profound statement in his little interview. He said, we're loving a country that's never gonna love us back.
Exactly.
So we can't be looking for reparations. We can't be looking for some form of restitution. Our retribution will be us gaining the knowledge of ourselves and learning how to use ourselves as the resources that they've been using against ourselves. Okay, for example, you look at a player or entertainer and they sell themselves, they market themselves, they create a brand on themselves. What we need to start doing is creating our own and stop looking for a handout, because the opportunities here in America, yeah, we're set backwards. We're set at a point to where we had to come from behind. But if we're the dominant intelligence, then let's show and prove how powerful we are. And let's create this wealth. Let's create this unity. Let's create this ourselves to where no one else can say they had any jurisdiction or power over what we create.
But we already have, though. We created everything here.
True indeed, but we ain't get representation for it. We ain't get credit for it. So let's not look for. They ain't gave us that. They're not going to give us that. You look at the histories that the original man has done, they want to attribute that shit to aliens. So they're not going to give us the credit. So therefore we have to create this ourselves, and we have to make monuments and effigies in our own reflection and adorn ourselves to where we're creating this, and we can't say, oh, we've got any handouts in this, and we're showing you who we are. I don't got to tell you, I can show you.
There it is. Facts.
Very
Y'all got that Malcolm hat on today. I like that, Tut. I like that, Tut.
Oh, shout out to my people. This is our culture. Our culture. Y'all can grab some of the apparel. Hit them up. IG. Our culture. HOUR_KULTURE. You hit them up. Our culture at yahoo.com. Grab you some apparel, man. We represent. We show forth, man. We putting organizations in the building. You hit up my man Blue Memories. You hit my boy up, get your picture needs intact. We doing this ourselves. And we ain't taking no handouts from nobody, because it's no way you're going to be able to put your fingerprint on my ingenuity, on my creative culture, on my intellectual property. You know what I mean? So therefore, getting a handout from anybody else is basically giving them a fingerprint or a foothold into what we can create. You know what I mean? So we have to be weary of those who want to take hold of our ingenuity and our intellect as a resource. Our abilities, our skills. We are resources. The The resources that come from the earth, they're invaluable, true indeed. But we that resource that they gained wealth off of, and we got to create ways and avenues that we're using ourselves as our resources and gaining our own profits. And that's a profit for you to foresee in the future.
No doubt.
I don't know what to say, man. I'm just listening to Tut do his thing, dude. You don't have to soapbox and let it go, bro. I'm feeling you right now. But I mean, and it's true facts. We need to come together and stop depending on other people to do everything, because everybody's looking for a reparation handout. Give me something so we can get on our feet. We're on our feet. We just need to put all we got to come together as a people, man. Everybody needs. The reason why this is a funny thing, and this is studies that I've been doing. We're never going to get reparations because reparations goes to nations.
Exactly.
What are we? Black, colored, Negro, African American. That ain't shit. That is not a nation.
Well,
that's not a nation.
No, I'm not saying it, but it didn't necessarily go to the Japanese wasn't a nation.
Japanese is a nation.
Huh?
Japanese is a nation.
Japan.
No, I'm talking about in America, as far as, you know, the internments, they was Americans happened to be Japanese. So, but they still got their reparation for that. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact of, you know,
what took place. Now that is true. That's true.
But it's what they connected to.
But what is called is reciprocity. Reciprocity happens between two nations. The reciprocity that happened for that encampment, it actually did go to Japan, but those people are the ones that got the money.
Right.
But it was Japan who the United States was dealing with. So you could find that by, if you look at like a lot of the non-melanated Indians that were here in America, it wasn't until they started calling themselves nations, or they organized themselves as nations, Cherokee Nation, the Sioux Nation, the Navajo Nation, that's when they began to get their reciprocity from the United States. Because prior to that, they wasn't getting anything. And so for a nation had to give reciprocity, it doesn't do it to an individual. It's always to another nation.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
No. But and that's when I say we have to come together under a national. And I think, you got some people that's against it, some people for it, and I think that's what the Moorish movement was pushing for: everybody to be nationalized and not be a citizen to the United States, but a citizen to North America. In other words, a citizen to the
underlying part of that is, you're actually a citizen of Morocco. So
no. That's where the misconception comes from. You're not a citizen of Morocco. Morocco is where they meant it. But you got to understand, the Moorish people was already here.
I know that. I understand
Morocco just happened to be the capital. But
but Morocco, like I said, now Morocco, that's after the fact. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about as far as if you're gonna designate yourself as a country that's standing or a nation that's standing, who you tying yourself to?
True.
What's your flag?
It's a lot about that is so deep, man, and I think that's what everybody's trying. I'm trying to tie myself to the indigenous people of this land.
True indeed. And you're exactly right. B. And so, like, a lot of people, we look at the origin here in America. And the origin of people here in America goes back thousands of years, 15 to 16,000 years minimum, so Savannah, Georgia, South Carolina, the Okeechobee River, all of that area, there's mounds still there to where they made pyramids in clay to where the mounds are fruitful of the nature started to grow and cover the mounds to where, you know, modern day, we don't even know they there. Like I live on one now, you know what I'm saying? Of pyramids that were built in ancient times and during the time, mounds and fruitation of the vegetation of earth has grown and covered these damn pyramids, and they look like mountains or hills now. So, and they've discovered pottery that go back to 3,000 BC. You know what I mean? So we look at our history, and we often attribute it to being brought over here on slave ships, when that's where they get us in forming a nation or a country, is because they got us so mixed up to where shit, we don't know whether to claim Africa, that we don't know whether to claim whether we was here in America. And so they found us over here already. They mixed us up to where we couldn't even distinguish this between ourselves. Yo, we've been here, man. And like, we don't understand ourselves to claim our nation here in America. I mean, this is the term of it now, which we call it America. This is our land, you know. We was ran from it, you know, and, you know, they look at the pyramids of the Mayans and the Aztecs, you know, and they try to say that those pyramids was abandoned. Man, they ran them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Spanish conquistadors ran them out, man. They put a church on top of one of the biggest pyramids in Cholula, Mexico. They put a church on top of it to conquer them psychologically. Basically saying, we conquered y'all, we conquered your gods and what you believe in, and we're taking over. And even they speak the native language of the Spanish. You look at the flag in Spain, is no different than Mexico, just about. You know what I mean? Same colors represented. So we look at a lot of histories and we want to attribute it to us being brought over on slave ships. Yeah, our essence of everybody comes from Africa, because the original man, you know, we circumnavigated this whole planet. But as far as claiming our authority and us as a nation, it's damn near impossible here in America until we put elected officials into office that will change these laws, rewrite constitutions, and so things of that nature. Because we voting, they're pushing the issue to vote, saying it's voter suppression. Even if we vote, we still voting for a lesser evil. We trying to pick which one gonna do us the less harm. You know what I mean? So until we start getting elected officials into seats that are making laws, that have our collective conscience at their disposal, to where they're making decisions to say, this is for the community, this is for the people, this is for everyone, you know. Until we get that shit, we got to create our own.
Our solution be CarMax.
And you want to get behind that? That train smoking right now.
Until, you know what I'm saying, we got to use every. This is my question. Who you rather have, Trump or rather have Biden? The motherfucker who's in the office right now, this motherfucker is doing everything he fucking can to destroy this fucking country and destroy us with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take my chances, take my vote with the motherfucking next. Because the atmosphere right now is gonna force his hands. He had to do some shit now. They got to do some shit different. But the motherfucker in there now, he ain't gonna budge. Ain't no way you come to the table with him. But the new guy, he got to come to the table with something. At least we have an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? At least a chance to do some different shit, man. So I would take my chances with that guy and with that woman than with the guy we got now. The guy we got now, motherfucker, is dangerous, man. The man is dangerous to the whole fucking country, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of melanated people don't realize that shit, that he do not have their best interests at hand. He don't give a fuck about them. He pandering to them.
But he cares about himself.
Only by himself, man. You know what I'm saying? Only by himself. This man brother died. This man went on fucking Fox News and say about his dead brother that he wasn't jealous of me. Who say shit like that, man? He wasn't jealous, man. I became the CEO of Trump this, and I became the president, and he was never jealous of me. He never said anything good about his fucking brother. Yo, motherfucker crazy to tell you, man. The man dangerous, man. The man is fucking dangerous. The man told the whole fucking world, told the United States, that you can fucking drink some goddamn bleach, man. You know what I'm saying? We know, a child know the basic understanding, do not drink no fucking bleach.
Hey yo. I drunk bleach one time, though. I ain't gonna try to pass a drug test.
You know what? You know what? You got Trump in your ass then. You got some Trump. Call yourself like Trump. God damn it.
But I noticed what he's doing, and a lot of people ain't paying no attention to it. He's disconnecting us from everybody that can help us.
Exactly. Yeah.
When I mean other countries that's starting to look at it like, yo, y'all doing some fuckboy shit. And if you say anything, if you sit there and say, yo, y'all doing wrong, man. Y'all wrong for what y'all doing. Because think about it. Look at everybody that we owe money to as a country. China is going against them and be like, no, you pay me. This ain't no mom shit right now, man.
Yo, you cannot, hey, man, leave China the fuck alone, man. Leave China. If anybody gonna fucking leave alone, leave fucking China alone, man. Them the wrong people you want me fucking with right now, man.
Hey, yeah, true indeed. Like in actuality, China the motherfuckers we need to be fucking with, because who else you think we getting all this shit to make this technology with, man? All these cell phones and all this. Who you think we getting this from? So we need to be fucking with China. And not only that, man, China have a lot of intellect in that technology area. So
whoa. Where did they get it from, Tut? Why do you think they invading Africa?
I mean,
true indeed. I mean, it come from the original man. And so, like I say, us as being the resource, we sit here in America. They done dumbfounded us sitting here in America. We done got stupid and turned savage by their ways of life, trying to assimilate into their culture. When we should be establishing our culture, we are the resource.
Reestablishing.
Yeah.
So what's wrong?
But see, if you notice, China, Asians, but particularly Chinese in America, they have their own setup, their own little nation inside this nation. Chinatown, New York, San Francisco, whatever, they have their own setup, and they have their whole governance, and they're able to control the movement of that fucking area. You know what I'm saying? And also, they're still dealing with the mainland. They got power. That's why you're not fucking with no Chinese people like that here or abroad, because what Trump doing right now, he playing a dangerous business, man. You know what I'm saying? He hurting America to a point where what China doing right now is taking shit over. They quietly taking shit over.
They're becoming a superpower.
They're superpower, you know what I'm saying? And Russia is coming back into that same mindset. So while we over here on fucking fire and shit, they are strategically making moves throughout the fucking country. They setting up different trades, whatever, different country, because France don't want to fuck with us no more. Germany don't fuck with us no more. People starting to stop fucking with America. We lost our edge in the world, man. So that affects all of us.
Nobody respects us.
Somebody respect us, man.
Hey yo, you just made a valid point, and I want to double back on that. And I don't know if I just want to bring everybody's awareness to this. Okay, we look at Trump and we see his interactions or whatever he's having with Russia, right? Then we have some information come out now to where they say Joe Biden's been using his influence in the Ukraine to try to do research to investigate and find out this information about Trump doing some foul stuff with Russia, right? I don't know about y'all area, but here in my area, I can distinguish languages as pretty much, and I've seen a lot of people talking Ukrainian language around here.
Oh, dude, come to Philly. You'll see that shit all day.
I can say Philly got that shit.
I'm just saying here. I want to bring awareness to this. Now, you're bringing a lot of Ukrainians. They're coming over here rich in their culture.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? They haven't been under the weather of this assimilation into America yet.
Right.
So they're bringing their culture over here now.
Right.
So let's be aware about the immigration reform and who's all coming over here now. Keep your eye on that. I just want to bring some awareness to some people.
Oh, which is true. You know what I'm saying? He said, Trump told you the fuck he wanted to the country. He said he did not want people from shithole places like Africa or Haiti, whatever. He's telling you he do not want, he want people who are melanemic to the fucking core. As the Indian was called pale faces. Okay? He want, you know what I'm saying, people like that to come into the country, man, because if you go back to, I don't remember, but it's Brazil. What Brazil had done, man, they start flying in people from different places, from Germany, whatever, to make the
lighten up the color.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That whole same thing that Trump do, same thing too, because he realized that in next 30 years, man, the demographics is going to shift dramatically. It's going to be majority people of fucking color.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So he has to find a way to stop that movement from happening, man. You know what I'm saying? Tucker Carlson went on fucking Fox and talked about that shit. He said, look, we're about to lose our way of life. He went on fucking Fox and said it. He said, we're about to lose our way of life. Because people of color we having kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Latinos are having kids and shit, man. They're not having kids. The whole abortion shit ain't about us. Don't give a fuck about us. It's about white women not having fucking babies, man.
Exactly.
They have to maintain the system. The system is the most important thing to them, man. But they gotta have people in place to maintain that shit. They can't have it with too many of us. Then even with that mindset, they thinking that, well, if they become the majority, we fuck. That's why I say, suburban women, Suburbans, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to suburban. Y'all don't want them to come out there because they're gonna take over. He's saying he doing a dog whistle to them, but to us, it's racist and shit. We know the fuck he's saying. We ain't, you know what he's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not talking past us. We hear everything that you're saying.
It don't matter.
No, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Republican convention was all about that. And what made me want to throw up, they had them damn Sambos, them damn cooners up there fucking making a mockery of themselves. You know what I'm saying? We got some good Negroes. What they're saying, we got some good Negroes right here. You know what I'm saying? They believe in what we're doing.
But it makes them feel comfortable.
And they'll stay in their place.
They're not that bad. It was only that.
Stay in their place.
But go ahead, Jerome.
Now, man, y'all got like a ton of good points. So I'm gonna try to backtrack a little bit. One is B. You talked about us coming together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of times it's easier for us to articulate what the problem is, but it's extremely hard for us to articulate how we solve the problem, right? So we were never a monolithic people. There was never one black people or one indigenous people. You know, we were always broke. We always had similar styles. We always had similar cultures, but we were different people, right? You know, that's why the African culture and the North American culture are so different, but we look the same. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we have to first realize, you know, our differences, then realize that culturally what we need to do. See, we lost our culture. We don't have a culture anymore. We have a lot of subcultures, and these subcultures are propagated by the system. And the system, when at its very beginning, it says that all men are created equal. And the men that wrote that own slaves. So I mean, just let that sink in right there. All men are created equal, and the men that were writing it had owned slaves. So you're talking about a system, changing the system that was never meant to integrate you. It was meant to keep you at the bottom. So until we can come together and realize this, and the changes that we make, it has to be a total overhaul. It can't be we saying just a little bit, change this little bit, change. That's not helping. Because the judicial system, as long as it stays in place,
it has
there
to
is
be
no change. So you have to do a total overhaul.
Yeah.
And they're not going to total overhaul. Why? Because it benefits them.
Exactly.
Who wants to give up control? I wouldn't want to give up control if I had it. You know, right? I mean, so that's why I said, you know, we spin wheels with the protests and we spin wheels with all this other stuff because we're not looking at it from the perspective of you, whether we're looking at it from the perspective, well, you need to treat me right. Or you need to treat me equal. I mean, what? Really? I mean, why are you begging somebody to treat you a certain way? Why are you begging somebody to give me a little more money or give me this land? If you understand who you are, you understand what's owed to you. And you're not begging somebody for something that's there. You're taking back what's yours. So it's the mindset. That's what I was talking about earlier, Will. It's the mindset, man. We need to change our whole mindset of how we see things.
Yeah.
We're still looking from the perspective of those that got their hands out.
True indeed.
You know
True indeed.
Right.
And even when I'm educating people, man, when I'm speaking stuff, it can often seem so far out because most people I speak to, their minds are conditioned one way.
Right.
Even when I'm speaking about, man, breaking down some electrical shit, whether I'm breaking down, whatever I'm breaking down, it's a new concept that is mostly unknown to the average lay mind. So it's difficult to break down because most people are so conditioned and ingrained into a certain way of thinking that something that's new is hard to catch on. And it can often seem what they say, quote unquote, unbelievable.
Right.
Because now somebody has this intellect and this intelligence and this way of doing things that is unbeknownst to your way and things like that. Often people would want to defer it and say, oh, that's crazy or whatever, because their understanding won't allow them to open their mind and look at something indifferent. Most people are conditioned and their context of words and the way that they view things is set to a certain structure. And that's the wall we got to break.
Yo, y'all made up an interesting point, and what Tut did, and now I wanted to bring this to it. You saying how the Chinese, the Japanese, anybody that's from a foreign country, the Russians, Ukrainians, the Germans, the Italians, the Irish, they still connected to what? They still have a nation they connected to.
True indeed.
That's our problem here. We are not. This is it. This is how I'm gonna hit you in the face. We lost our country in 1776. Facts. We lost our country in 1776. And since then, that's why they don't want to give us back. Now, if I give you your history, if I force my history, I'm gonna force you to learn this type of way. And generation after generation after generation, you forget who you were.
Right. You tell a lie so often.
That's why it's hard for us to connect ourselves to being, indigenous to this land, because we've been brainwashed. How many generations that is? 1776? You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say 1776 because the first president didn't become president until 1789. So they had 13 years of dismantling what we already had in place. Period.
Oh man, can I jump in there, B?
You got excited.
Okay, let's look at it like this. This is I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna hurt a lot of our people, but I gotta be real with you. So when this was our country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Europeans came over and they started coming over in the 1500s. Okay, it was cool. We blended in with them. We allowed the trade. We allowed everything to start happening. It started with the Portuguese and the Spanish first. But see, here's where we messed up, B, is when the English came over in the 1600s, and we started allowing the word slavery to actually become more predominant. Well, what they said to us, well, okay, we got some slaves. Let's bring the Africans over here. See, they were different from the indigenous people. We'll bring the Africans over here and we'll let them work slave labor, right? So they did. They started bringing some Africans over. The problem is that they put it in the law that Africans could not be citizens, right? But they look like the indigenous people. So when they started the Homesteaders Act, and they started bringing all these people from Europe, they flipped the script on the indigenous people. They changed your name through law. And you had already agreed that Africans couldn't be citizens. You had already agreed and put into place that Africans could never take your place as an indigenous, right? So now they took your name as an indigenous and called you African. And so by law, you have no standing. That's why people think that it was war that flipped the script on us. No, it was the pen, and we agreed to most of it.
Yep, the pen. The damn pen. That's what, you know, the color law, man. This book right here, man, it talks about how that pen.
The pen.
The damn wrote them down laws that kept us the way we at, man. You know what I'm saying?
We agreed to them. We were part of the government.
Yeah.
We were part of the government.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's why I said.
See, a lot of people don't really even know this, but do your research. You go to New Orleans, right, or Louisiana. The biggest slave owners or the biggest slave houses that were in Louisiana were owned by black people.
Charleston, Virginia.
So, I mean, it wasn't until that law flipped on them and they changed your name and you couldn't get your name back. And once you couldn't get your name back, it don't matter what it say on. If you read that deed and it's not your name on it, it don't matter how much you cry, this is my land, this is my land. What does that name say?
That land tribute to that land. That land tributes to people and that language. And so when you use that name, this is why a name means so much. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Go ahead, Tech. Finish on that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, just the point in that, man. That name gives you something to live up to. It gives an honor and a crest to your family's royalty. You know what I mean?
Right.
So therefore, your family they had a trade, or they had a crest, or they had you know this is what the Europeans they founded their coat of arms based it on this crest. You know what I'm saying? So family. They had this, you know what I mean, and it was taken away from us, you know, like you say, you know, of our own volition that we signed it over, and you know, a lot of people can't get this concept together, and so now trying to gain that name and put this name back, we have so much trouble now. Because they have made so many laws that wish-washes us and floats us into so many categories. That's why it's so hard for us to unite as a people now. Because just as well as we've been wish-washed into different nations and wish-washed into different lands, you know, often when you have a name that you can live up to, when you have a family crest, you know, like I'm a Lil John. You know what I mean? The Lil Johns, I mean that tree is crazy. I can't even talk about it, but it's something to live up to. You know what I mean? Like if you a Lil John, you know, like it's different branches. We got Childs, you know, you got certain, you know, you're a Lil John, you know, you represent it, and then being a Lil John, you feel you have some kind of different swag other than the average mofo, you know, and It's just how it is, you know. But that family crest, you know, that family name, you know, it meant honor. You know, even your name, you live up to something somebody calls every day. We look at it as a misnomer and don't pay much attention to it. But somebody's saying this every day, calling your name. But what does your name mean? What does your name resonate and give out to the atmosphere? You know what I mean? And that gives you something to live up to, and that creates an image for yourself and a self-efficacy or self-esteem or self-embodiment, you know, because a lot of people wake up every day and they ain't happy being themselves. You know what I mean? So having that name to live up to and knowing who you are and having to shine, that builds a strong self-esteem to where you walk in the world shining. You walk in the world glowing like Bruce Leroy, you know what I mean? So that means a lot, man, having that name, you know, having something to live up to, and that name can form a family crest to where it gives the family something to live up to. And then this family they have trades and businesses and certain things of this nature, and it lives on.
And that's facts. That is facts. I don't even know what else to say about that, because he put it there. Good job, Tut. Told you. Give him. No, but I mean, are we scared? Are we, or this is what we letting the system educate us? How the hell, you know what, white people, you're gonna be offended. How the hell are you gonna tell us about us? How are you gonna tell us about our ancient history when you came from our history? You stole the history that we have. Now, when we come to this civil injustice, I mean, we telling everybody why, because that's why history is so important. When everybody don't pay attention to history, history is so damn important, because you start understanding why situations happen, why things came into place. Again, Jerome just dropped his history. I mean, I'm telling you, we lost our country in 1776. He gave you the reason how we lost within ourselves. We lost who we were. We lost our identity within ourselves because we tried to. We're a people that we love. We bring everybody in. We're a family. We look at everybody as family. Well, we all know sometimes your family don't give a shit about you. Your neighbors don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
So what happens is they come at you. I got to be friends with you to get infiltrated within your camp. Once I'm inside your camp, it's a wrap, because what happened is I end up taking over what's already yours. Think about it. What do we own right now? I bought a house and don't even own my own land. You know what I'm saying? I got to pay taxes on something that's not even, that I feel like is mine, but I don't own. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, the color of law, dude. I think I got that in my basket, dude. I gotta get that, man. Will, I'm getting that book, man.
Okay.
So don't be surprised if I sit there and post that book, you know, within the next.
Hey, man. That's why. Hey, man. I don't get information, and only for me. That's why I share it all the time, man. Because if I find out about it, I want to share that shit. I want everybody else to find out about that shit too.
But see, that's the problem. That's our problem. Is it's in a book. They're telling you everything in a book that they don't want you to read.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They giving you the information, man. You know, the old cliche, man, and it's still prevalent today, man. You want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book. You know, and we dealing with that today, man. You know, to the day, man. You know, people don't want to take time out to educate themselves, man, about one thing they've got to learn about, as you mentioned, B, is our history. We got to learn about our history, man. We got to find out who we are, man, what we stand for, man. You know, our greatness, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to trace that shit back, man, but understanding that we're bigger than what the system tell us about ourselves, man.
We're not weak. We're not weak people. Ain't nowhere in hell you can sit there and say you brought 15 million people willingly on a damn boat.
Right.
Willingly?
Hey, yo, them calculations are sadly misconstrued. I mean,
but think about it, Tut. You still You literally, if we study how strong Africa is, ain't no way in hell you just walked in there and just took over the country. Took
Yeah.
over, just ain't no way in hell you walked in there and took over the continent.
That was a reason. That was a reason they called it the Dark Continent. They called it the Dark Continent because not because of the people, because they knew nothing about it.
Exactly.
They could never penetrate Africa, you know. And so here's the interesting thing. We always talk about the slave ships, right? And we talk about because there's approximately 50 million black people in America. We said there was 15 million brought over from Africa. Well, you can look at the slave records and they tell you only 5 to 10% of the Africans even came to the Americas.
Exactly.
So 70% of them went to South America, right? South America has 120 million Afro
Latino, as they say.
Afro-Latino.
You know what I'm saying?
But they was already going back and
how
forth.
many? So you telling me they brought 50 to 70 million people to South America? Come on, man. That don't even make sense.
Yo, look at Brazil.
That's what I'm saying. You'll need traffic lights in the ocean to have him in this shit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they made all kind of stops before they even reached America, man. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm saying, man. Look, all that is just to throw you off because you just don't understand how long we've been over here. Tut mentioned 15 to 20,000 years. That's easy.
That's
Minimal.
easy.
I said minimal.
Hey, check this out.
They have a dig site in South Carolina where they carbon dated some of the bones, which they know the haplogroup is African, or what we call African, and it's a 50,000-year-old dig site. This is in South Carolina. A lot of people don't know this. The Smithsonian, that's who you need to study. Go back and study the Smithsonian because they've turned the world on its head. A lot of people think that they have temples in Egypt that they rebuilt, right? And they said they rebuilt them because they were moving the Suez Canal, where they were building the Suez Canal and they moved the temples. What they're not telling you is those temples were actually in the Grand Canyon, and they moved the temples from the Grand Canyon over to Egypt. I mean, you could go back and look at old newspaper clippings from the 30s, from the 20s, from the 1900s, and just look at it and read, and you'll start to understand. They were trying to mess with your mind. They were bringing you from. They brought your mind from Africa over this way. That's where they switched your mind, not knowing that it was from here to there.
Right. Right.
Because most of the black people were taken from America. Because think about this slave trade, right? So what were they trading? Right? Were they trading money for you? Now they were trading bodies. They were taking bodies from the Americas and bringing them over to other parts of the world.
Right.
We're being trolled. So I'm saying we're being trolled. So evidently we're saying something that they do not like, which we don't give a fuck anyway. So keep saying what you need to say, huh?
I mean, that's facts. I mean, like I said, you don't have to believe me. Research it for yourself.
Research it for yourself, man. The shit,
Research it for yourself.
Jada Kid said it, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. And I'm therefore, I went looking, and I read these books in a mass production scale, You never think some average nigga from the hood was deep into books like that, but we do be, and I spoke to many brothers on many levels. Like I met a homeless person, had consciousness and awareness to what's going on. The homeless situation here in America is even horrible. You know what I mean? So therefore, we seem to neglect intelligence, and we don't look at intelligence like we should, and we look at the average person and assume that they're ignorant. We look at a lay mind and assume that they're this or that, and not knowing that there are very intelligent beings here, and there are a lot of dumb people in higher positions that are making decisions, and that is why the world is screwed up the way it is.
I mean, you got to look at it like this. You got picked
Like
on
fucking
being smart.
45.
You got picked on. You got picked on being intelligent. You made straight A's. You got picked on.
Nah. I can't say that. Like,
Come on,
we used
Tut.
to have.
Yeah.
Come on, Tut. Keep it real,
Nah.
Tut.
I'm saying like the guys I growed up with, man. Some of my homeboys, Alvin, Elwood, William Prop. You know my crew. You know, we
You
used to
part of the same
race.
group?
We used to race to finish the test, and we was all about efficiency and being effective at a young age. We would
Y'all shit
race
was
to
all,
finish the test. You know what I'm
y'all shit
saying?
was all wrong. That shit was all wrong too. All that shit was
Nah.
wrong. All that shit
If
was
you
wrong.
race,
That shit was
check
wrong.
it. So if you race and finish the test, man, it's a testament to me, all my folks. We grew up. You can ask any of them. We race to finish the test, and when you finish, if you ain't get an 80 or above, man, your race, you finishing ain't worth it. So you had to get an 80 or above race to finish. You the first one to finish. So we wasn't dumb. We was never dumb.
No.
I spoke to one of my teachers. Man, elementary teachers, a couple of months ago, because I was in the process trying to buy some land that she owns. But I spoke to her, and she remembered me. When I told her my name, she's like, I remember your group. You know what I'm saying? I remember y'all guys. We was influential from the rip. Me, all the guys I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? We all had we wasn't dumb. With none of the boys, the homeboys I grew up with, man, Morgan McClooney and my whole neighborhood, we wasn't never dumb. Tie-bys, we excelled in so many areas, you know what I mean? And that show, you know, that I reflect on that back, you know, like I think about it, like we was on top of stuff. So as a people, we were never stupid. We never were dumb. And then going through school, interacting with some other people, and you see like they kind of slow. But you know, it's natural. It's innate in us. It's natural in us to be leaders and to be intelligent. And we get accustomed to this dumb way of life which they promote in America, and we live and go into a savage way of being.
Yeah, we do.
So let me change course. Because of what we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks, months, pretty much this year, where the hell do we go? Because I see us marching, I see us protesting, and it ain't getting shit done. It's getting people to notice. They took the NBA to really put sports, which is no different.
We doing something. Hey, we doing something, B. I can't take away from it. Take away from it.
We
doing
something.
something. Let me finish.
We doing something.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Okay.
Because it brings you back into, I don't want y'all to take it the wrong way, because we doing shit that they can't do. You see what I'm saying? I mean, or it puts you back into the Roman mindset of gladiators, the arenas for entertainment purposes. You take that entertainment away from them motherfuckers go ballistic.
Right.
Because that's what they need to make them feel like, yes, do it, yes. Because we're not as violent as they want us. We're not violent.
Right.
That's why I keep hearing it. So this is what pisses me off. Trump, asshole. If you so big and worrying about Portland, send the troops down to South Chicago and see what happens. That's all I keep hearing about when everybody talk about, oh, they killing these, you know, in Chicago. But what are you doing? What are you doing to try to stop it? Nothing. Because why? Ain't no way in hell we supply our own selves with guns that the military supplies. You want it to be a war zone. That's what you need us to do. You need us to kill off our own selves. We kill ourselves. And then they want to highlight that. But then at the same time, they want us to shut up and dribble. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at how many damn people that's playing professional ball graduated from college. From college.
Oh, them boys intelligent.
We walk around. They make us think that we ignorant and we stupid. Come on, man. I digress, man. This shit gonna piss me off. Go ahead, man. Before I get, I'm just saying though.
I mean, hey, man. You know, as as Baldwin said, man, to be a Negro in America, man, you always enraged. You know what I'm saying? So we always enraged because we're in America, man. You know what I'm saying? And it passed down generation to generation. But I think right now that the moment has allowed us this opportunity to make some significant difference. Now people are not really afraid to speak out like the NBA. I mean, even to the point where even from the point where hockey was able to take a stance.
That was
Hockey,
big.
you know what I'm saying? You talking about 97% of people in that fucking industry is fucking white. You know what I'm saying? And they took a stand. Major League Baseball. So shit is when we start to get certain allies in place, which it's gonna take some of that to happen. And it's an but about that. You know what I'm saying? It has to happen.
And that's one thing I want to reiterate on too, is often we look at our fight, you know, our fight for justice, our fight, you know, often we reflect it on the Black community, but we ain't the only ones suffering. There's a lot of poor white people that have started to realize that maybe they was associating with a group of people that put them to think that they were in interest, but they're looking at it like they ain't really in their interest. So there's just as much poor white people as there are poor Black people. And so we have to get this in our head and understand that this ain't only our fight. You know, now we may be the leading culprits of the fight, but everybody suffers from the same thing, whether Black, white, Latino, Asian. We all suffer ridicule and persecution from this system. And we have to unite, whether white, Black, brown, Asian, it don't make no difference. You know what I mean? And that's the
American, true
that's
American.
the beauty, exactly. That's the beauty of us being humans. Hue means distributing a color. So we are humans. And one thing we definitely have to understand, like, you know, yeah, Black lives definitely matter, because Black lives are the origin of all lives. So, you know, when you look at Black Lives Matter, you're basically saying all lives. And so all lives are what we're encompassing. You know, our fight is for the fight of the people. And that's what we want
you know what I'm saying?
of.
Right. Because the civil rights movement, that whole movement changed the dynamic for everybody else, from women to white women, you know what I'm saying, to Latinos, to Asian, to a lot of people who came over here because of that civil rights movement. They able to do certain things that wouldn't be able to do before then. But the fact of the matter that everybody else benefit more so from it than we do. Okay, so it's time for us to be able to take advantage of a situation. Like right now, it's a hotbed. We don't do it right now, it ain't gonna be done. The first thing that we gotta do, man, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get this motherfucker out of office, period. I'm just telling you, man. This dude gotta get the fuck up out of his office, man, before he destroy the whole fucking country, man. And I'm saying everybody gotta understand this shit, man. And the ones who don't, man, fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. My thing is,
hold up, Drone.
Yeah.
You've been specially requested to speak about strategy moving forward.
Strategy moving forward? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, finish what you're gonna say. I just want to get that out.
Well, I mean, I can tie it in. You were talking about the civil rights movement earlier, right? And how everybody else benefited from us outside of us, even though we were the one that were the front runners, even though we were the one that were giving our lives, the ones that were suffering behind it. But see, here's the thing. It goes back to what I said earlier. You can articulate the problem, but can you articulate the solution? Because the solution is what's going to move you forward. Everybody sees the problem, but who can say, okay, this is specifically what we need to do, and this is specifically what we're going to get out of it? Did they even know what they were going to get out of the civil rights movement? Because if you're telling me they did, why didn't they achieve it?
Well,
so you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, I do.
When we talk about solution-based stuff, so we got to understand first, you know, we have to organize our thoughts on what it is that we want what's our end game? What is it that we see at the end of this? We understand we want police to stop shooting us in the street. I mean, that's a given. That's more of a human right issue. You know, if you're talking about equality and changing the game, if you will, what is that going to take? What does that entail? What does that entail politically? What does that entail financially? What does that entail structurally? So I mean, we gotta first see all those points. You know, what is it that we want from it as a group? Nobody has sat at the table as a group to say what the end game should be. You know, all we talking about is what we need. You know, I want equal rights when we go to court, or I want equal. No, you got to see what the end game is going to be. That perfect America, that making America great again. You got to see what it looks like. What does it look like for you? I know we talk about moving 45 out of the way, but ultimately you're putting just another person in the same position that's going to do the same thing that 45 is doing. He might not irk you. He might not irk you in the same ways, but what is he changing? Right. See, we don't have a specific plan that we're sitting down in front of him and saying, this is what we want for change. Because if we did, we put it in front of 45. You can't say he didn't offer. He offered, come talk to me. Just so happened Coons went to talk to him.
Right.
so it's not that he didn't offer. He did offer. But the wrong people went.
Right. Right. So the point of it, as we speak right now, there are multiple people who doing some stuff as we speak right now to address what you're saying. Okay. Exactly. Now it may take various groups to go to this, to the White House or to whomever, what I'm saying, to present this, and whichever one that makes more sense to whomever probably be the one with it. But the point over there is that we have to continue to put pressure on whomever in there. But I feel more comfortable knowing that the other parties in there versus this right here, because I feel though he didn't want the right people to come in front of him. I feel though he didn't want the right people to come in front of him because he wasn't going to move out because he has an agenda. He's a white nationalist. I get
that. But who was the other group? We're talking about he might not have won them, but who was it? And those groups that you're talking about that's organizing, why don't we have more say in it?
Why don't we? You know what I'm saying? Now, my point of it is that now, are we not informed about what they call? There are many people out there, because right now one thing has been very beneficial is the Zoom. All right, the Zoom is so people. I come across shit daily on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook about different groups who doing whatever. Now, if we choose not to invite ourselves to or whatever, then that's on us. A lot of this stuff, we asking a lot of people to do stuff that we're not doing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Now, we got to start, because we're saying what's next, what's going to be done, but what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? To push the agenda too. We talking about it, but are we putting behind what we feel behind that? You know what I'm saying? So each individual got to stop saying, okay, we see the problem, but what am I going to do individually, you know what I'm saying, to make a difference? So am I going to get with other people like we're doing right now, but versus us talking, how we going to put things down on, let's say, a 10-point plan on what we asking for? Like, prime example, I post something that Ice Cube was starting to do, you know what I'm saying? He saw something where he has a plan or approach about what we're looking for. Now, and he asked people, I'm asking, he say, I need everybody input. He asking people to come to the fucking website and give me your input about whatever. Now, I posted that shit several times. I ain't seen nobody say anything else about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
share that shit with me next time, man.
I'm saying information is out there, man, but people see it and they bypass that shit. And we're looking for other people to take the move and make the move versus each one of us doing what's necessary to make it happen. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We asking for agenda, but what are we bringing to the agenda? We got to stop that shit too. We got to stop saying what other people not doing. What are we doing? The moment that each individual start making that move, then now we know we can galvanize some shit. Now we got some serious energy going on, and all these ideas, whether they right or indifferent, the point of it is we come to the table with something. Something got to stick. Something going to stick. Something going to make sense to somebody where, you know what? I take your idea, Let's try it this way. If it doesn't work, I take yours. So we have, you know what I'm saying? Let each individual make a move on making something happen, man. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do individually to connect the people who are doing something, or how can we connect together to make some shit happen? You know, we do Zoom a lot, and we ask these questions. Now we got to answer the question that we ask.
Hey,
so
now,
at some point we got, you know what I'm saying? So some point we got to stop asking these questions and say, you know what, guys, this is what I'm going to do. Then Tuck say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. Then B say, I'm do this, and JV say, JL say, I'm gonna do this right here. So now we got some type of things on paper, so we can start adding to that, and you know, each person that come to the Zoom, you just can't come to be talking. What's your solution?
True. Now, one person posed the question, what's the solution? The solution, what I quite and try to share, is us empowering ourselves, us using ourselves as the resources that we are. The way that they gain energy, in ancient times, a lot, they used animals as a resource. They came and they're using machines as a resource. So through slavery, they used us black people as the energy as a resource. So now, basically what we have to do now is we have to understand the energy we possess. We have to understand the resources that we are, and learning how to basically, quote unquote, sell yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not saying sell yourself to the devil. I know people want to get into all that Illuminati crazy stuff, you know. Nah. Basically, in the market here, in here in America, there's a supply and demand, and you have to create a goods or a service, you know what I'm saying, in this industry. And us as a resource, we have to learn how to use our energy and create things from our own intelligence. And the solution comes from us individually using this intellect individually and networking with each other to create a wave. This is the great flood of truth. You know what I mean? So therefore, when we individually are coming up with our ingenuity and our own ways of creativity, and then we're networking with others, and then that creativity begins to form, one person may arise as a leader by being able to say, hey, this goes here, this goes there, and putting it together. And as that wave in an organization, we need to create waves. I know you listen to rap, and you know, artists want to create a wave, and you know, they have a wave of fans. We got to create a wave of businesses, a wave of entrepreneurship, a wave of individuality that one is all. You understand what I'm saying? To where we're networking. I mean, how do you think these major companies have formed? You know, they network. You know, they got out. They resource work. They outsource work. You know, so that's what we got to do as a people. And many of us, this new concept is foreign to us. We're so accustomed to taking our energy and taking our resource and giving it to a job and earning that money, and not even understanding how our energy we can put forth ourselves and reap the benefits of that. So I think the solution is us gaining control of our energy.
Okay. Like Jerome, you there?
I'm here. Yeah.
Hey, I remember when I first got on here, you talking about the sciences, right?
Right.
What were they get? Tell me the sciences again.
Military science, business science, and the science of relationship.
That's a starting point right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's a starting point right there, because that's crucial for a nation or for an organization to be able to function. We need those elements. See what I'm saying? That's
True.
where you can come in that by bringing that information, that knowledge, we can build around that, or then we can start building. That can be the foundation. So then with that foundation, we can start adding bricks to that. Now we got some type of platform in a solution based drive. You know what I'm saying? So we got some cause. I never forgot you saying that, man, and it stuck with me. And I kept coming back to the Zoom, and I wanted to hear you go into that shit more in depth, because that is part of the
Brian
solution
tried
to
to
help us.
get me to do it.
Thank you, Willa.
I said,
Thank
Brian
you.
been trying to get me to do it.
Yeah,
I've been trying to
I'm saying
get you to do
because
this the last 2 damn months.
right,
Hey, yo,
because,
but I know what you're
because that
saying,
part,
because often now we have to be weary of revealing too much intellect, because
Yo,
you don't want this to fall into the wrong hands. Often I question certain things I release and give people these keys. And I remember, like you say, you remember certain sayings, and people say the game is to be sold and not to be told. Well, that's a resource that we have of ourselves, of having this intellect. So definitely you want to be careful of who you share your information with.
of course.
So in this format, yeah, it's all peace, it's all good. We're sharing information, but when we're actually planning something, you have to be careful when you're planning your work and working your plan, because the more who know about it, that's causing more of a calculation for errors.
Yeah, and I feel you in that, and just like any, Jerome can attest to this, like any military movement, there is a strategic plan behind that. And along with that, it's the way how you decode shit, also too how you disseminate information. We have various tools where we can do that without coming on live, period. You know what I'm saying? We got email, we got text message, we can call it, you know what I'm saying? We have various ways. Then when shit kind of get better, we can meet up somewhere. So we have multiple ways to be able to do this, you know what I'm saying? But we got to start somewhere. Now, Jerome is intelligent enough to be able to say, you know what, I can't drop this much jewels on here. Okay, he may give us enough information to like, okay, now it's up to us to take the information and roll with that. But then he like, look, I'm gonna text you this, whatever, I'm gonna call you, or I'm gonna email. We have various ways, you know what I'm saying, to deal with that shit. Like,
Yeah, Jerome.
you know what I'm saying? Like the slaves, man, you know what I'm saying? One thing that made them, ingenious was the songs they sung in the cattle field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The master think they just singing. No, they doing cold shit.
Right.
Right underneath their nose, man. I mean, so we got 4 intelligent brother Ray. I'm sure we can fucking find many, many ways, hey, to send information to each other. A goddamn pigeon if I have to, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? So my point of it is, we have the opportunity to add something to the solution, man. My whole thing over there is we don't have all the answers, but we can get something. You know what I'm saying? We can get something, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Jerome hit on something very important. Those are 3 key elements to making some shit really happen, man. And we can build that shit, man.
Yo, but
I never got that shit.
All right, B.
I never got that shit.
No. Jerome ain't trying to hear nobody, man. But this is the thing about it is, we're talking about what we try to do. And to answer that person that put that information out there, you got to look within, like everybody said, you got to start within yourself.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to find somebody else to start something, and then you attach yourself to it.
Exactly.
Maybe you're the one that has that information, and you might start that revolution that, we might follow you. It's all like Tut say, it's energy, it's vibration. When we all come together, that's why, you know what? Why you think they protest and they so damn scared that we might just turn around and flip the cities upside down?
And you're right. You know what I'm saying?
Because too many people coming together. Think about this, y'all. And this is being real. This dude been in office for almost 4 years. They was damn protesting on his damn inauguration day.
Yeah.
They were protesting on his inauguration day. So people was already coming together.
Right.
You have to find a way to keep breaking people apart. Now, this is what you get to understand is, us people of indigenous color, the copper colored people, the black people, the Negro, we fight each other because we don't know each other. We don't know who the hell we are. So what we gonna do? Dude, they did the greatest mind trick, the Jedi mind trick. If you get us attacking each other, we destroy. We like a country destroying within ourselves. We're a nation that's destroying within our own nation, and that's our problem. Is when it comes to history, you start learning about yourself, and like Tut says, you stand on top of your name. You stand on top of what you learn or who you are. We don't know who we still letting somebody else tell us who the hell we are. How you gonna tell me about me? I know more about me than you, but I need somebody else to tell me who I am and where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? For me to sit there and say, I'm from Africa, why would you think they want everybody to believe they came here on a slave ship? Something about something about North America that's so important. Something about South and Central America that's so important that they want us to think we come from somewhere else. It's like me telling you, yo, hey, that ain't your yard you in. You know what I'm saying? I know the people that was in that yard before you got there, man. I think you from the west side of the city. I think you that's where you from. And then you be like, fuck no, dude. My family was here. My family always been here. This is our land. Boom. This is ours. But they want us to tell us we came from somewhere else. And we believe that shit. We believed it. We all believed it because why? It's indoctrinated in you every year. Every year. That shit started in the 80s and it hasn't stopped. Let me keep telling you who you're not. Because you start who you are.
Yeah. Started in the 1780s.
Yeah. If you notice B in Jerome, I dropped little nuggets on my Facebook and I tag you to a lot in them shits.
Oh yeah.
Because I know
videos.
Yeah, because I know you guys know. You see what I'm saying? So I would say a little something about the system, whatever, then I dropped something and I tagged you to because I'm talking to you guys. I ain't saying directly what's what, but I'm telling you guys, and I know once you see what I see, you're gonna be like, okay, I see where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sending little messages out there and shit, you know what I'm saying? To get people to understand what the fuck is going on, you know what I'm saying? But only certain few can catch on to that shit, man. Because if you're not conscious of what's happening, if you're not looking for the fucking signs, then you're not gonna see the shit. You know what I'm saying? So your eyes gotta be wide open. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be looking for shit like that, man. And and I feel as though that the four of us on a path that a lot of people not on, who wouldn't mind being on that path if they only knew. And I think it's up to us to help guide a lot of people, man, to the fucking promised land, man. They need to wake the fuck up, man. And we got people in our circle or people that's close to us that we got to bring on with us, man, because we got to start at home first. We got to move home first.
That's our duties. That's our duties as a civilized human being is to teach civilization.
Yeah.
And our duty, once we gain this knowledge, once we gain this information, it is our duty to teach this civilization to others. Now, during my time, I've learned that, sometimes you cast Jews amongst swine. So therefore, and the information that you can provide is useless and people are not going to utilize it and use it. And so I often look at others, if they have the hunger that I had, or if I see that hunger, you've got to have that internal motivation. You got to have that internal motive, or that internal fortitude to be strong and want to prevail, or to be strong and want to find out, to be inquisitive, to look into stuff. And if you don't have that internal fortitude to want to grow, otherwise it's a waste of time. So, we want to help everybody. Yeah, that's our goal. But often we have to look at and find out that, sometimes that's wasted energy.
Oh, I don't want everybody. Cause everybody, I don't want every fucking body, because everybody not good for us. So people gotta be left behind. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That is part of the fucking whole strategy and shit. Some people gotta be left the fuck behind because they're not gonna be any good to us. We're fucking dead weight, fucking headaches, double trouble, and fucking goddamn, Contel Pro type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no goddamn people like that in there. You know, because you got
like
black
James
people who
comes from the RNC.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you got some black people that we can't bring along. We got to no, you got to stay, man.
Niggas
I don't want
think
you with
ass.
us. You know what I'm saying? Keep your ass where you at. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I call goddamn General Jerome when they asked.
Hey yo, that calls for a proper vetting. That calls for a proper vetting process.
It
When
does.
you're bringing individuals into your fold, you have to have a proper vetting process that depicts who is worthy. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, the old saying, many shall come, few shall be chosen. You know, the chosen will walk with us, you know, and they only are chosen because they choose themselves.
Facts. Stand up. Basically is what it is. If this bothers you, stand up. And don't be afraid. Because you're the one need to look in the mirror. You don't want to look at your children. You don't want to look at your family.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Go ahead, Jerome.
No, I mean, that's all valid points. But getting back to the sciences, we can build on that.
When we gonna do that? When we gonna build on that? You know what? I'm tired of talking to you about that. When we gonna build on that? Ant done called you out. I've been called you out. I'm calling you.
Called me out. You're true.
Program so everybody can hear. Jerome is gonna do this. I'm gonna make damn sure he gonna do this shit.
All right, dude.
Hey man, I gotta because Jerome, man, he's a very humble person. He's very meek. He listens a lot. But that man got a lot of information. He fucking hide shit, man. He hide shit, man. Jerome got some fucking shit with him, man. Boy got some information with him. He hide shit from us, y'all.
Oh man, you know, hey, freely was given unto me, so freely I give unto you.
And I appreciate that, brother. I bow that to you on that one.
But yeah, we can do that, B. We're gonna start it. Yeah. We're gonna start it, B. Gonna do it.
Yo, Ant, thank you.
Yo. Hey man. Hey man, I've been watching Jerome since I started on here, man. And you know, and when I'm not on here, I watch him, man. He allows everybody to get theirs out, man. Jerome has a lot of information, a lot of jewels to drop, man. And he just need the opportunity to go ahead and do that shit, man. Hey man, the brother got it, man.
Oh man, we got it.
I deserve all that shit,
we
man.
Got
you know what I'm saying? I deserve
hey,
all that shit, man.
I'm only as strong as y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all,
yeah, we got Colonel Tut on here.
Yeah.
Tuck that spark plug. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't the spark plug.
Spark plug. He that spark plug. He that fucking spark plug. You know what I'm
saying?
Jump
it off.
You know, to jump it off. He that spark plug, man. You know what I'm saying? Be like a facilitator and shit. You know what I'm saying? So everybody play their role very well. You know what I'm saying? But Jerome got to come a little bit more to the front with some shit, man. Cause yo, you got some leadership with you, man. That's not. You got some stuff with you, Jerome. I
appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I recognize.
We're gonna get it going. We're gonna get it going. B been dogging me out for about 4 months.
Vibration out there. Let's get that high frequency out there.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because I want to know my damn self. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And what happens is when we come together, we formulate Voltron. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody has a point in life. We all part of one system. And that's the problem with everybody understanding is everybody wants to be a leader in the same system. Not everybody's built to be the leader.
No.
A lot of people ain't built to be the leader of their house. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. But to make a difference, you have to start within yourself. True. And at the same time, I'm going to say it again, we have to come together as one nation. Period. And I mean, what happens is you see the movement that the Black Panthers was making. Look how powerful that was. And them dudes, they made them change laws in California.
California sure did. Them gun laws sure did.
They made them dudes change gun laws. So what happens is when we come together and once we start building, you notice that they have to bring somebody in to tear us down.
Of course.
We just have to be, like you saying, we just have to be mindful and smart in what we do.
Hey, let me jump in there on Matt B. When you're talking
Go
about the
ahead.
Black Panthers, man,
Go ahead,
it's
man.
interesting. It's an interesting point about the Black Panthers. What did they ever try to change with law? Did they try to change anything?
No.
What
No.
they done was they focused more on us as a community.
Community, yep.
And they brought a community together. And when the community came together and they saw the community coming together, they changed the laws.
Right.
Because they wasn't worried about making it law that we could protect ourselves. No, they just protected themselves. They didn't make it law that you should feed us. We just started feeding ourselves. And the government piggybacked out and created the welfare system.
The welfare system. And the whole school lunches, they stole that fucking idea. School lunches.
From the Black
All that shit
Panther.
right there from the Black Panther. They stole education. If it wasn't for black people, poor white people would not be able to go to fucking school. Because rich white people had tutors or went to a private school. For poor white people, your ass didn't know shit until black people started formulating fucking education. If it wasn't for black people, it would not be no public education. You know what I'm saying? So
that goes to show that that shows and proves that what we have to do is basically create this flood ourselves. Once we start, then all else will follow. And once we create, like I said, man, taking our own creative juices and using ourselves as these resources and creating this energy within ourselves, utilizing this energy within ourselves and creating things and doing things. And so once we start to do that, then things will follow suit. Like Black Panthers, they definitely are a prime example of things that we can do for ourselves, and we look for help. We can provide that help, and once we start to provide that help, the world can follow. But it's got to start somewhere, and we have to take it upon ourselves. Like I say, creating this, utilizing this energy within ourselves, and then beginning to network and connect with individuals. And like I say, a leader or someone will emerge who can start to see, this needs to go here, this needs to go there, and the collective consciousness of people, long as their motivation is to come to a goal, like Jerome was speaking of, having a means to a goal. Long as our goal is the same, we all sharing the same struggle. So our goals shouldn't be too easy to unite. We all got the same goals. We want to create wealth. We want to create generational wealth. We want to create something that's sustained through time. So networking minds, creating individuals, creating and putting things together, that's definitely what we have to do, man. And when we do that, everything falls into place.
You know what? Great leaders always follow. So if you understand what I mean by this, that if you look at all the great leaders throughout history, the kings and the only way they're able to really get shit done, the great kings and the great people, the great leaders, they have a council, and that council helped them to guide them through certain decisions or whatever. They're able, because if a great leader not able to understand what good counsel is, he no fucking great leader. So you gotta be able to follow great counsel. You know what I'm saying? And that's where leadership as well comes in that. Now, Jerome may be the leader of what let's say for instance, Jerome the leader of what we're doing. But when you have great counsel within, you know what I'm saying? Now you have a power structure that allows shit to get done. You know what I'm saying? Because a leader, that's a lonely position to be into, man. So you need something to fall back on. You need a great counsel to make that shit happen. You look at all the fucking greats from King to Malcolm X. They had great counsel. They didn't really, you know what I'm saying? They able to get information for great men around them. And surround, as you mentioned earlier, to allude to, you gotta vet people, make sure the right people, you know what I'm saying, in your circle and shit. You know what I'm saying? And in order for a person to be able to lead, he gotta have great counsel, man. And great counsel is another form of leadership, man.
True indeed. And to piggyback off of that, oftentimes we take the ancient form of an organizational structure of an hierarchy of having a predominant head and then having management up under that. You know, what we want to do these days is we want to create what you call modern times, what they call it is a flexible organization, to where you're working in groups now. And in the ancients back then, they called it a tribal council.
Right,
So
tribal
now
council. Right,
you want to work in groups. You want to work in groups to where you're gaining a collective conscience. So it may be one unified thought, but it's coming from a collective group of minds. And basically what we have to do these days is create a flexible organization to where, you know, one person may not be the head. We're all heads. And in that flexible organization, you know, at certain times, you know, if you the man that's hot, passing the damn ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in an organization, man, we become flexible, and we taking away this old hierarchy structure of the pyramid organization. You know, it's a new concept now. We're coming into understanding our full 360 degrees now, to where we twerking these circles now. You know, it's not one dimensional of a pyramid. We twerking this now. We fully dimensional 360 degrees, you know. And so let's develop that from a collective consciousness of one. And that's what the purpose of being God actually is when we unify and get a determined idea as one. Tribal council.
Three-headed monster. Boom.
Three-headed monster, man. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can't go no direction without each other. You can't do it because you're connected together. Three-headed monster, man. You know what I'm saying? That damn mythological creature, man. They had one body. It was three heads, but they had one body. And they could not, neither one could go nowhere without the other one. If one say I ain't going nowhere, they ain't going no fucking well. You know what I'm saying?
Voltron can never be Voltron unless
Right.
all the body parts came together.
Exactly, man.
All right, fellas. I know it's getting kind of late, so let everybody get their final words in. Since Willa, go ahead and finish off what you was finished, and go ahead, man. Get your last word.
As I said from the very beginning, when I first met you guys, y'all invited me in, and I'm always appreciative, man. I try to make sure, you know, when I'm invited, you know what I'm saying, that I come on. It's very, very rare that I don't do that, because I like what you guys, I told you before, I take that back. I love what you guys are doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that it'll transition to something even greater, you know, and sometimes we all gotta be challenged, man. You know what I'm saying? And we don't do it out of fucking spite or anything like that. We do it because we want each person to grow. You know what I'm saying? I see greatness in each one of you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And I admire each one of you guys' intellect. I admire, you know, your desire to be better. You know what I'm saying? To want better. Not for yourself, but for others as well. So that's why I don't mind interacting with you guys whenever y'all need me to come on here, you know, to discuss whatever it is. You know, but we only have a certain time period on this fucking earth, man. And if we're gonna make some shit happen, we gotta make some shit happen now. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the brother that's just passed away, man, Chadwick, man, that hit home even closer, man, because I understand, you know, by him having cancer and not, you know, and still moving about, I can relate to that, man. You know, having, you know, kidney disease or whatever, I made my mind up, fuck that shit. I'm gonna keep fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep making shit happen. That was not gonna prevent me from making things happen, man, for myself or for others, man. And you know, we here now. We here now to make the best out of it, man. And I appreciate each one of you guys, man. And I know that the four of us, the three of you, or whomever, can make some shit happen. We're making a change for our people, man. So I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I appreciate, you know, your platform, man. I wish nothing but the best for you guys with this platform, man. And as I said before, man, whatever I can do to make some things happen with you guys, I'm all in, man. Peace and love.
All right. Get your words in. Colonel.
Yo, I just want, you know what I'm saying? I want to say peace and love to everybody first and foremost. I want to plug some of my other affiliates. You know, I work with people, man. We put things together, man. We doing some things out here, man. My shout out to Our Culture. You can find them on, you know, HOUR Culture, KULTURE. Find them at Our Culture at yahoo.com. You search my boy Kun. He got the blue memories going with the photo needs. BL EU memories. Search him out on Facebook. He got the Haters Gonna Suffer clothing line coming out. You know, busting out. You know, so we networking, man. I got my community projects and stuff, things I'm working on, man. I got the golden tablets unfolding to different communities. I'm going to be revealing here. We're running into the new year with a full head of steam, man. We ain't worried about no election. We ain't worried about, we don't give a damn who your governor is. We don't give a fuck who the mayor is. And we don't give a shit who your president is. You know, we gonna do this. We gonna make this happen for ourselves, whether you like it or not. You know, so, you know, we all we got. You know, shout out to all my peoples. We coming up.
All right. But I'm getting mine out the way. Know thyself, understand thyself, love thyself, and be encouraged and encourage yourself. Look in the mirror and say you love yourself. Believe in yourself, and understand your history. And when I say understand your history, once you understand your history, then you start growing into more history, and then you understand us as a people history. Now, the social justice that's been going on, it's fucked up. But we tired of it. And that's the scary part about this current country. Stand up.
That's it.
It ain't the fact that they're saying that we're a bunch of punks. The fact is they knowing that wave is coming. So
we know what time it is. We know what time it is.
There it is. So to me, I feel like as what we've been speaking, we need to come together as a brotherhood. Right now, we have a brotherhood. We have family. Willa, you family. You've been on too many times. You know what I'm saying? And the reason, and what I'm saying is, for you to find out who we are, keep listening to us. We on YouTube under the three-headed and Anubius. Sorry, the Anubius icon. And the reason why I chose that icon because it's between the depth of people and the knowledge of people. Because a lot of us just don't know nothing, and we that bridge. We're trying to bring faith to you. We're trying to give you a chance for you to either pass on to the next generation. I don't say pass on to the next generation, but pass on to your next step in life. So sometimes we have to kill your old you.
Yes, sir.
To another person, to another being. So I appreciate y'all, brothers. Thank you for being on here. I know, we ain't go as militant as I thought we was gonna go, because I thought we were just gonna be like fucking, start breaking out the PE song and just start going down the street. Radio Raheem this shit down the street, you know what I'm saying? But I love you guys and I thank y'all, man. Close us out, Jerome.
Oh man. Let me start by saying Ubuntu, which means I am because you are. I got to do more of my part for the village. You know what I'm saying? So I heard y'all brothers calling me out. So I'm gonna have to step up and do my part. Because that's the only thing that I can control is what I do.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So I have to do more of what I can do.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, man, I just love getting on here vibing with y'all brothers. I learn something every time I'm on here. It builds me every time. So, with that, I appreciate y'all immensely. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate y'all. Going forward, man, let's just do what we can do, and it'll change. You
That's
do
it.
what you can do, and it'll change. You know.
Yes, sir.
So other than that, man, three-headed monster, growing. Three-headed monster, stay strong.
Sir.
Ciao, ciao.
Peace.
Salute, dinner. Salute. All right, fellas.
Peace.
Peace.